Hey there, Michelle Rubin here. I'm just going to do a short tutorial on hips, ankles, and knees for those of us that want to practice in a chair. So now we're going to start working a little bit deeper into our legs, our hips, our ankles, and our knees. So feet are still a short hips distance apart. Ankles, knees, and hips are in a nice straight line. We pull our belly in and we sit up as tall as we can with our shoulders back. Pushing the left foot into the floor, we're going to lift that right leg up. Exhaling to bring it down, inhaling to lift the left leg up. Exhale to bring it down. Right leg up, left leg up. Working with your breath. Ideally, you want to try and keep those feet flexed. So it's almost as if the toes are pulling to you as the heels are pushing away. That way we can get a little bit deeper into the Achilles tendon. One thing to consider is if you're having difficulty lifting your legs, remembering to start where you're at. And with time, the strength will build and you'll be able to lift them higher and higher. Make sure you continue to breathe. And I find it best if you gaze towards your feet to build that mind-body connection. Keep on breathing. Let's do one more on each leg. That's 1 and 2. Then both feet come down. We're going to come into our alternate leg lifts, pulling the tummy in. We're going to lift up that right leg and bring it down towards the floor. Pushing into the right foot, we pick up the left leg and bring it down to the floor. Back and forth. Keep on breathing. Remembering if at any point you feel fatigued, you can take a break. Rome wasn't built with a day, and neither will your yoga practice. But with time and patience, this is all going to become easy. I like to have my hands on my thighs so I can really feel those quad muscles getting stronger. Keep on breathing. Just a couple more on each leg. See if you can get those knees up just a little bit higher. One more on each leg. 1 and 2. Perfect. Soles of the feet come onto the floor. Shoulders back, heart centers lift. Lift up your heels. Lift up your toes. Heels up, toes up. Heels up, toes up. Going back and forth on the soles of the feet. Keep pulling your belly in. Keep sitting up as tall as you can. Opening up that Achilles tendon is said to get rid of a lot of the toxins that lead to colds and flus. Mobility of the ankles is going to help us walking around, going on our mall marathons, or having a little bit more stability when it gets icy outside. Now let's bring the entire sole of the foot onto the floor. Pushing the toe mounds into the floor, we just lift just the toes, just the toes, just the toes. And if you're not familiar, this is our toe mound. So the whole sole of the foot pushes into the floor and the only thing that moves is the toes. So this part of your foot stays on the floor. Toes up, toes up, toes up. Often when we first start to work with our feet, we can get a little bit of cramping. Don't worry about that. That will pass. Taking any breaks you need to. It's so rare that we exercise our feet that when we start to exercise them, they're kind of like, whoa, what's up? Then letting the toes come onto the floor completely, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back. Remembering you can take breaks whenever you need to. Let's push the sole of the left foot into the floor to lift that right leg as high as we can, and we're just going to come into ankle circles here. Once again, looking towards your foot, building that mind-body connection. Over time, if we don't use parts of our body, they start to not want to move. That old saying, move it or lose it, kind of like a car that gets parked too long and then has a hard time starting. Be patient. Keep working it, and eventually full mobility can come back. Let's change directions with our ankle circles. Keep on breathing. And again, if you have to do it a little lower to the ground, that's fine. If you have to do the movement with your foot completely on the ground, that's fine. Do what you can. Stopping with those ankle circles, let's bring that right foot onto the floor, sitting up tall, shoulders back, belly pulls in, right foot pushes down, we lift that left leg up. And again, slow, controlled ankle circles. Gazing towards that foot and looking for your maximum range of motion. Sometimes when we go too fast and too small, we don't actually get the benefit of the stretch or the strengthening. If you're fatiguing, take a break or lower your leg a little bit. Like I said, you can even do this with your foot on the floor, getting benefits the entire time. Let's change directions with the ankle circles. Feel those legs getting stronger by the breath. And then stopping with the ankle circles, let that left foot come down. Nice big inhale to sit up tall. Let's take 3 big, huge breaths. The deeper you breathe, the better you feel. When you're ready, pushing the left foot into the floor, let's pick that right leg up. Flex and point, flex and point. Back and forth. Once again, you can do this with your heel on the floor or only slightly lifting the leg. One day you want to try and get that ankle up as high as that knee. Push those sit bones down and lift the crown of your head up towards the sky, lengthening your spine the entire time. And that right foot comes down, pushing the right foot into the floor. Let's bring that left leg up. Flex and point. Keep on breathing. And then when you're ready, flexing that foot, allowing it to come to the floor. Nice big inhale to sit up tall, shoulders back. Let's take it into the hips to get a little bit of a release there. Let's walk our feet apart nice and slow, heel toe, heel toe. We want to definitely make sure that our ankles are directly below our knees. So we don't want to look like this and we don't want to look like that. We want to have the shins perfectly straight and the knees directly above those ankles. That's what we call in yoga, stacking the joints. Shoulders back, heart center lifts, hands are on those thighs. Now really think about pushing those feet into the floor, and let's exhale to come down nice and slow. Listening to your body, only going as far as you need to go today. If it's available, you can always bring your elbows onto your shins. I like to have my fingertips touching, pulling my belly in, and as I push my feet into the floor, I just see if I can come just a smidgen deeper. Nice deep, full breaths here. If you're familiar with the belly breath, feel free to use that here. As you inhale, belly expands, and as you exhale, think about drawing the belly towards the navel. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, you've got to really push those feet down to activate the legs. Push into your hands to bring it up with a nice slow inhale. And let's walk those feet back into center so the ankles are directly below the knees. Shoulders are back, heart center lifts. Let's do a little bit more back releasing. Hands are on the thighs, and with a nice big inhale, lift your chest, shoulders back. Exhale to come forward, supporting yourself with your hands on your thighs. Nice inhale to push yourself up, pulling the belly in, and exhaling to come forward once again. Pushing your feet and your hands down, nice big inhale to come up, and exhaling to go down, nice and slow. Let's do 4 more. And exhaling to come down on that 4th one, and we're going to hold down as low as you can go. Some of us may be able to get right down to those thighs. Some of us may be most comfortable sitting almost straight up. But let's start to breathe into that belly again if we're familiar. As we inhale, the belly is going to fill like a balloon. And as we exhale, we pull the belly button back. Big inhale, belly fills. Exhale, pull the belly back. Two more big breaths. And then pushing your hands and your feet into the floor. Nice inhale to come all the way up. Shoulders back, heart center lifts. Let's take it once again a little deeper into our hips. Sometimes we got to come forward on the seat a little bit, walking the feet forward so that again the knees are directly above the ankles. As we push the left foot into the floor, we're going to pick that right leg up, interlacing our fingers, hands outside the right shin. One option is just to lift that shin towards you, drawing the knee towards you. Another option, if you want to make it a little more challenging, is to curl the spine and think about bringing the forehead down towards the knee. Some of us may even be able to touch the knee. And then with a nice big inhale, sitting up nice and tall, let's exhale to lift the other thigh. Interlacing your fingers, this time left thumb, left index on top, hand outside the shin, drawing that thigh to you. And if it's appropriate, exhaling to curl the spine and bringing the forehead towards the knee. Nice big inhale, sit up nice and tall. Keep on breathing throughout the practice, bringing the opposite leg up with an exhale. Inhaling to sit up nice and tall. Exhaling, other knee coming up. Inhaling up. Exhaling to curl. Inhaling up. Exhaling to curl. And remembering, you can go as slowly as you like. You can do 1 or 2, or you can go even faster than me. Whatever works for you. One more each leg. And on this next one, let's try and hold it for a while. Right leg lifts, push into both feet, and you can stay here, or again, if it's appropriate, you can curl your spine to hold. Everybody's breathing. Nice inhale to sit up nice and tall, shoulders back, heart center lifts. Other leg comes up, left leg. Interlace your fingers, left thumb, left index on top, hand outside the shin. Holding here if that's comfortable. And if you want to go even deeper into the stretch, you're going to curl your spine and think about bringing the crown of your head or your forehead towards your knee. Make sure you're breathing and push into the sole of that right foot to make it a little bit easier. And when you're ready, releasing your fingers, letting that left foot come down, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back, heart center lifts. So this next pose we're going to throw in there for you chair yoga experts, okay? So only doing this pose if it feels good for you. Paying a lot of attention to your knees and your hips. You don't want to do too much, okay? So if it's available for you and you want to take it to sort of a more advanced chair yoga stage, we're going to hold on to that right knee as we lift it up. We're going to remember that the knee is a hinge and it only moves one way, but the hip is ideally a ball and socket, so it rotates many different directions. Holding on to the knee, let's rotate at the hip and let's just see about placing that right ankle on that left knee. If that's comfortable, you can slowly let that knee go as you sit up nice and tall, shoulders back, keeping that right foot active like you're pushing it into the floor, pushing your left foot into the floor, shoulders back. Again, listening to that hip. Do you want to take it deeper? And if it's available and safe to take it deeper, slowly drawing the belly in as you lower down over the leg. Some of you super bendy people might be able to come all the way down, but really paying attention to your knees. We don't want to feel this in the knees at all. Shoulders back, breathe deeply into this pose. And then when you're ready, nice inhale to come up, supporting that knee with your hand, pivoting at the hip. We're going to bring that right foot down to the floor. Nice big inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back. Again, paying attention to your body. One hip's going to be tighter than the other, so not expecting one hip to do what the other one did. Lifting up that left foot, left hand to left knee. See if you can bring that left ankle up onto the right knee. And some of us might look like this and we wouldn't want to go any further, but if it's available to let that knee come down, maybe you don't even need to support it anymore. Pushing into the sole of that left foot, pushing into the sole of that right foot, pull your tummy in, and if it's comfortable here, you can take a nice big inhale and exhale to come down, trying to maintain a nice straight back. Beautiful breath. Remembering that sitting up tall is always an option too. Remembering that not doing it this pose at all is also an option. When you're ready, we're going to take a nice big inhale to come up, using the left hand to support that knee, pivoting at the hip as we bring that left foot down to the floor. Hands on the thighs, nice inhale to lift the chest, shoulders back. Let's just do one last shoulder release before we call it quits on this series. When you're ready, let's inhale to lift those shoulders up by the ears, and then out through the mouth. 2 more, just like that. Last one.